Hi everyone, it's Crystal, your Leo best friend. Thank you for coming back to this video or coming back to my channel. And if you watched the two previous videos, I do also want to say thank you. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, or if you haven't yet, follow my TikTok and also my Instagram. So real quick, I wanted to give you guys a quick backstory, just so that if you are wondering if I should take this route with Crystal, or if you're wondering if you even need to, I wanted to give you a little backstory so that you know where I was, just so you can see if that is something that aligns with you. So I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable with you guys and share something that maybe if you know me, you didn't know about me, or maybe you did. But for as long as I can remember, I don't have the exact age, but as long as I can remember, I always really struggled with depression and with anxiety. I struggled with my mental health. And it was just something that I used to brush off the table. Like, I knew it was there, I just didn't pay attention to it. And when I was younger, I did go to like a physical thing, and they were like, well, you can take anti-anxiety, anti-depression pills. And guys, I did not like them. If they work for you, great, but I did not like them. They just made me I was gonna say they made me feel, but no, they didn't. They didn't make me feel nothing. So I remember when I was younger, I did try them, and I stopped. Like, I didn't even want to even look at it. So at that point, when I was younger, I was like, okay, I went to the doctor, and this is all they said, to take these pills. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And so I guess at that point, I really just started telling myself, okay, well, a doctor told you that you can't do anything else besides take pills, so I really don't have another option. And this was when I was younger, guys. And so I grew up with thinking that, and was like, okay, so I just have to live with this. This is who I am. And as I started getting older, I started noticing that my anxiety was getting a lot worse, and my depression was getting a lot worse. And I was like, well, I did already go to a doctor, and he told me to take these pills, and that was it. And I had already told myself that this is who I was and what I was going to live with. And so I was like, so what do I do? I just didn't know where to even head to, or what to do with my depression or my anxiety. And so I will tell you, and I wanted to give you that backstory, because this all that I did got me to be in a better place mentally. I am now able to maintain my anxiety at a really, really good level. I can't remember the last time I had an anxiety attack. My depression, it has gotten a lot better, and that is with the work that I am doing. So I want you guys to know as well that I do still have days like that, but I don't let them get to me, because now I know how to work through them. And so that is what really my channel is about, is to help you work through your anxiety, work through your depression, because there is more to life than dealing with that, or living with that, or living with that label of you have anxiety, or you have a what do they call them? I think disorders. Like, and it's really, there's more to life, and not just life, but there is more to you than your depression and your anxiety. And so I wanted to stop and just say that and give you guys that backstory, because I really just wanted you guys to see that you're not alone. If you have anxiety, if you have depression, you are not alone. A lot of people actually suffer with depression and they don't even know, or they suffer with anxiety and they don't even know. So if you are here and watching my video because you know that you have all this, and you know that you're ready for change, I want to give you again a big praise of like, good job to you, because it takes a lot. The reason I wanted to share that part of me was because maybe you didn't know, and I wanted to share that because I want you to see that there is somewhere to go to in this journey, and it really does help you figure out who you are as a person. The other day I actually got this, I get little quotes on my phone and I will share with you guys the one that was for yesterday. I hope I screenshot it. Oh, I did it. I usually do. But this one said, in order to understand someone else, you have to understand yourself. And so I feel like in my journey, that is the one thing that I was able to do the best, is to be able to understand Crystal. I was able to understand my emotions. I was able, I am able to understand my emotions. I am able to understand other people. And now when I read that yesterday, I was like, okay, yeah, like I do. I feel like I understand now. And it really takes you taking the time and really putting this work in so that you can be able to understand the most important person in this world, which is yourself. And when you truly understand yourself is when you are going to fully understand others. And so I will leave that there, and a little backstory. More of my journey and more of my previous stuff is going to unfold. And not only is it going to unfold here on my channel, but actually me and my dearest cousin, my beautiful sister, my Snow, we actually are going, or we have a Instagram channel, and we are working on a project, how we mentioned. But if you want to give us a follow, part of my journey will unfold on there as well. We really just want to help, and also how I really just want to help. And we both have been on this journey and been able to really discover the person that we are. So I do want to give my cousin Diana a quick shout out and just tell her that she is doing an amazing job. I will stop there on my soap opera, and I will dive into step number 2. So step number 2 really involves you moving. And what I mean by that is moving your body. And I will share what worked for me, and if you try it and it works for you, then amazing. I think it said that if you try something for it to become a habit, I think it's 21 days. So if you try this, I want to tell you, like, at least do it for 21 days. And if it works for you, then great, keep doing it. But if it does not work for you, then I get it. Try something else. There's so much out there. So what I am talking about is yoga. So I actually was able to start yoga because I was at work one day and my boss came up to me and she asked me if I wanted to be a part of this challenge that she was doing. It's a 30-day challenge, and she was starting on the 1st of the month. And you know, I asked about the challenge and I got information, and she was like, yeah, you just grab a yoga mat, put it on YouTube, follow along, it's really easy. And I remember the first time she told me, I was like, well, I've never done yoga. I've never done this, and I've never really even set time aside to do something like that on YouTube. And so she was like, yeah, just go to TJ Maxx and buy a yoga mat, and yeah, it's gonna start, I don't remember, but she was like, it's gonna start in 4 days. And I do it before I come to work because then I get to start off my day like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll try it before work, or I'll try it after work. And she's like, yeah, try it, try whatever works for you, because it's gonna be what's best for you. And so that afternoon I went during my lunch, and I went to TJ Maxx and I got myself this really cute yoga mat. It had the moon phases on there, and I actually bought one for my boyfriend as well, so that he can join in on the challenge with me. And knowing that I would have to tell him like, hey, I'm doing a challenge, he's very, very supportive. And so I knew that by telling him, he was gonna be like, okay, like we're gonna do yoga today. Like I just knew that he was gonna be another person that would hold me accountable. And so yes, we started doing yoga, and I will tell you guys that it was so hard. And the reason that I say it was so hard, and maybe I'm exaggerating when I say this, or maybe I'm not, but it was actually pretty hard. I couldn't concentrate at first. I was so distracted. I was like, am I even doing this right? Am I even doing what she's saying? Like, it was so hard. And, you know, our TV was a little bit more up and than where we were at, so it wasn't like level, so I kept like having to look up and then like do the positions. And so it was just, it felt hard to do. And you know, I was like, I'm not gonna give up, I'm gonna keep trying. And I remember about like 2 weeks into it, I finally was able to get like the breath part down, where she was like, okay, breathe in, breathe out. I started like listening, and I just started, was like, okay, you know what, if it doesn't look like hers, it's fine, because I've never done this before. And I'm gonna give you guys a little insight on the human brain. The human brain loves comfort. And so because I was stepping out of my comfort and doing something else, my brain was like, what are you doing? So it was really, my overthinking was trying to get to me and being like, you're not even doing it right, or and so on. And so I will tell you that is that if you try yoga and you hear that little voice inside of your head saying, don't do it or stop doing it, like don't listen, because it's really just your safety trying to protect you because you're out of your comfort. So just being able to tell yourself in that moment, like, I'm safe and I'm doing this to better myself, is going to help you. And so I tell you that now because I wish I would have knew that then. But I know that I had to go through that struggle so I could explain that to you today. So yeah, I think I mentioned it in the previous video, but I will mention it again. I use Yoga with Adrian, or by Adrian, on YouTube. She has the 30-day challenges every single month. She'll post the calendar. She even has like the playlist, and like, so I think this month for March it was Motivate. And so yeah, I like to share her calendar on my Instagram, and just so that if you want to follow along and try it, then go ahead. And so how I said in the beginning of this is really about moving your body. And so if yoga doesn't work out for you, then try something else. Go on walks, go on a swim, like do things that is going to move your body, because the more that we are just stuck in there, the more that we ourselves are going to feel stuck. And so the more that you start moving, the more that you're able to process things, and the more that you're able to hold space for yourself to be able to bring up some stuff that is building up to that anxiety or building up to that depression. So I will tell you guys that for today is move your body. If you are a person that goes to the gym a lot and lifts very heavy, maybe try going to the gym at least just once a week and just stretching. Like I know that it is moving your body when you're stretching or when you're lifting weights, but that puts a lot of pressure in your body because of the heaviness and because of the strength you have to use. Like I love that you go to the gym. Like, don't think that I'm saying it's bad at all. I'm just saying that try for a minute of relaxing your body, because that is the point and the goal of all this and moving, is to relax yourself. And that is where we are heading to. So in step number 1, I talked about habits, and step number 2 is moving your body. So if you guys have tried the first and the second step, and maybe it's still too early because I'm posting it every week. But if at any point you're trying it and it's working out for you, I would love to hear about it, because it worked for me, and so if I hear that it worked for someone else, then I know that I'm doing something right. And so yeah, I'll leave this video here. If you guys have any questions for me at all, my DMs are open. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you would like. But yeah, I'll end that here, and I will end this with a quick prayer. So if you guys want to join me, I'll just get relaxed and I will ask you to close your eyes with me and just take a deep breath. Hi God, it's me again and my friend on the other side of this screen. And for today, I want to ask you to give us the courage to be able to change one of our habits and also to start movement in our body. Also, give us the strength to keep going. And also, I pray and send love to every single person that's battling with depression or battling with anxiety or just anything that has to do with your mental health. I send love and I send a big prayer to every single person out in the world that is dealing with it. I do want to say thank you for bringing us together again, and please bless the other person on the other side of this screen. Thank you so much. I love you, God, and I love you guys, and I hope that you guys come back for step number 3. And I had to think about that. But yeah, I hope that you guys come back, and I hope that you guys are following along, or if you are just here to watch me unfold or how I unfolded, or you're just here to listen, I want to say thank you, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Hi everyone, it's me again. So as I'm editing the video, I noticed I did not mention 2 things that I really wanted to mention in this video. The first thing is I mentioned mine and Diana's project that we're working on, but I did not mention the name. So, excuse me, so we're actually on Instagram and it's under La Esperanza Pod. Go give us a follow because we are really working on something that's going to be amazing. The second thing that I wanted to mention is a book recommendation. So if you want to pick up this book, great. If you don't, I could probably sum up the book for you. So it's actually called The 5-Second Rule. So she talks in the book about how she was really struggling with making change and really trying to be better. She was having a really hard time. And she started doing this thing where it's called the 5-second rule. So she says that if you count backwards, it distracts your brain in that moment to get you to stop that self-sabotage of not changing or not doing something different. So she found that counting backwards distracts your brain. And it only works backwards because it's something that's not normal to you, since we're so used to counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So give it a try. So she said one of the first things that she really wanted to do is wake up early in the morning. And she said that when she would wake up, she would she would set up an alarm, and then she had like 5 different alarms set up. And so what she started doing was just setting one alarm, and when she heard that alarm, she would just say, lay in bed and just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just act upon it right away, because it doesn't give opportunity to tell you no. So yeah, if you guys want to pick up the book, go ahead. Just real quick, I will mention that the other thing that I loved about this book is that it explained about anxiety, and I wanted to talk about that as well. So 3 points that I missed. So in this book, she talks about how anxiety has the same effect on your body as excitement. So I want to mention that to you. is that if you are going to do something new and you're getting that anxious feeling, I would stop and ask, like, is this am I getting anxious? Like, am I having anxiety, or am I excited to try something new? Just how I mentioned, like with the yoga thing, I could have easily been followed that feeling of excitement and thought it was anxiety, but I chose to see it as happiness because I was excited to try something new. So I will tell you guys, as you guys are going through this journey, is don't pay attention to that anxiety because it is not you. That anxiety could really be your excitement just screaming in a way, but since it does the same reaction in your body, we are normalized to think that it's anxiety. So yes, I wanted to add that on real quick. But yeah, I will see you guys on the next.